ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me congratulate the opening of the 2024 IU Forced Conference. And I do feel very sorry for not able to join you physically and miss the opportunity to meet old and new friends. However, I will take the opportunity to share with you what's going on about food system reform in China from my own perspective. The United Nations Food System Summit in 2021 has started the worldwide food system reform. A series of forums and dialogues were carried out by the government and academic organizations with the aim to reach consensus and facilitate the food system reform in China. Recently, in last July, another dialogue on sustainable development of a food system in China was organized by myself and Professor Chen Fan, the former director of the International Food Policy Research Institute, which is known as IFPRI, who is the current president of the Academy of Global Food Economics and Policy, known as AGFEP, at the China Agricultural University. Representatives from government, academia covered a wide range of fields, and also industry representatives attended the dialogue. The main discussions and the views of the dialogue could be briefly summarized as follows. First, in terms of progress, China has announced basically eliminated poverty and hunger in 2020. The prevalence of malnutrition in children under 5 years old has reduced to 5%, which is comparable with the developed countries. On the agriculture side, the yield of grains like rice or wheat has been increasing steadily due to the increase of agricultural production efficiency and the use of modern agricultural technologies. Hence, food security in China was assured. Number two, however, there are some major challenges in food system reform in China. For example, there are too much red meat and highly processed cereal grains in the Chinese diet. And also, there are problems of using too much salt, too much cooking oils, and too much sugar in the Chinese diet. The traditional Chinese dietary pattern has been westernized, and which is now the major cause of the high-rise, non-communicable chronic diseases in China. On the agriculture side, although some progresses have been made in changing the high input and high yield model, the use of chemical fertilizers and the pesticides remains significantly higher than the global average. Climate change and the greenhouse gas release are also problems of concern. Number three, the dialogue has reached some consensus in some recommendations for the sustainable development of a food system in China. In principle, it is widely agreed in China that the food system reform should consider both the nutrition and health of people and also the health of our globe. There are several points of recommendations. First, to make full use of food resources from the ocean, forest, grassland, etc. Given the large landscape, there is a great potential in increasing food supply from those non-traditional sources. Number two, pay more attention to the impact of climate change and the increase of carbon release on water resources and soil, as well as human health. And hence the development of corresponding solutions are needed. Thirdly, although China has promulgated an anti-food waste law and established a joint mechanism in 29 government agencies, there are still great needs to carry out actual activities to implement these policies in the reduction of food loss and waste. And lastly, not the least, coordinated efforts by all stakeholders and international collaboration are very important in the worldwide food system reform. This is the end of my presentation, and thank you all.